What happens when a duchess walks into Bravo Studios expecting another polished interview, only to face a host who refuses to play along? Meghan Markle believed she was in control. But Andy Cohen had other plans. What began as a friendly late-night chat quickly unraveled into one of the most combative interviews in television history. The Watch What Happens live set shimmered under its signature lights. Andy Cohen shuffled his note cards, the energy in the room alive with curiosity tinged with tension. "Ladies and gentlemen," Andy announced with his trademark grin, "tonight we have a very special guest. She's been making headlines around the world, and now she's here at Bravo. Please welcome the Duchess of Sussex herself, Meghan Markle." The applause was polite, though not overwhelming. Meghan walked onto the set in a tailored black blazer and sleek trousers. Her stride was deliberate, her expression calculated for the cameras. She smiled, though it never quite reached her eyes. "Andy," she said smoothly, shaking his hand before sitting down. "Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here." The word thrilled sounded rehearsed. Andy noticed. So did the viewers. He leaned back, swirling his cocktail casually. "So, Meghan, let's start light. How's life in California? You and Harry settling in?" "Life's wonderful," she replied quickly. "We don't really settle, Andy. We create. We build. That's what we've been doing, creating something meaningful, instead of just a broken bar existing." A faint, awkward chuckle rippled through the audience. Andy let it slide. "That's great to hear. And how are you and Harry?" The tabloids love to speculate. Meghan's smile tightened. Her tone sharpened. "We're perfect. Unlike the tabloids invent daily, we actually have a strong marriage. I'd suggest people stop wasting time obsessing over what they don't understand." The audience shifted uneasily. Andy nodded politely. "Of course. But, you know, people are curious. That's the price of fame." "Curious is one thing," she countered coolly. "But let's not pretend curiosity justifies invasion. The public thinks they're entitled to every detail of my life, here my marriage, my children. It's absurd." Andy raised an eyebrow. "Fair enough. But since you mentioned family, your father has been in the press again, saying he wants to see his grandchildren. Any chance of reconciliation?" Meghan's practiced composure flickered. "Andy, my father has sold lies to tabloids for years. He chose publicity over family. He had countless chances to make things right privately and didn't. That chapter is closed." The words were sharp. Final. The audience murmured. Andy leaned in. "So, no chance of him meeting Archie and Lilibet?" Her eyes flashed. "I don't see why I should reward betrayal. Would you let someone who humiliated you publicly back into your home, Andy?" "Exactly. Let's not play Matilda Macronv." The room stilled. The air thickened. Andy stayed calm. "I hear you. But some would argue family ties area broken bar different. Worth preserving." "They can argue all they want," Meghan snapped. "They didn't live my life. They didn't live my reality. And frankly, I'm tired of people pretending they understand what it's like to be me." Andy smirked faintly. He had spotted the crack in her armor. And so it went to every question slicing closer, every answer more defensive. Her insistence on control collided with Andy's refusal to soften. Tension mounted with each exchange: royal life, acting, marriage, contradictions, family feuds, opera, privacy versus publicity. By the final block, the interview had become less conversation, more reckoning. Andy leaned forward, his voice sharp but calm. "Meghan, you say you left royal life for privacy. Yet here you area Netflix, Spotify, opera, best-selling memoirs. Some call it contradictory." Her hands tightened on the chair. "Contradictory? Number? Strategic? We control our story. That's survival. Andy's smile turned steely. Strategic or not, it keeps you in the spotlight. Some critics say you've monetized victimhood. That all of these or every grievance here became content. What do you say to that? Meghan's tone dripped with contempt. That accusation is beneath you, Andy. We've built platforms for silenced voices. That's not monetizing. That's service. Andy didn't blink. Service that just happens to come with multi-million-dollar deals. Quite a coincidence. The audience gasped. Meghan's composure cracked. Her fury rose. Do you mock every guest who tries to make a difference? Or just me? Andy's reply cut like glass. I don't mock. I hold people accountable. And maybe, Meghan, it's not the tabloids, or the monarchy, or Hollywood. Maybe the problem a broken bar is you. The studio froze. For the first time, Meghan faltered, her mask slipping, tears brimming. Andy pressed harder. You weren't pushed out. You walked out. And you've been cashing in ever since. You call yourself a duchess, but without Harry's last name, a broken bar. What exactly are you? The blow landed. The audience gasped. Meghan whispered, shaken. That's a broken bar. Outrageous. Andy leaned back. His voice final. You say you want privacy, but you've built a brand on exposure. You call it your truth. But the audience deserves the truth. Full stop. The silence that followed was deafening. The Duchess sat rigid, eyes wet, hands trembling. The host swirled his drink one last time, smirk barely visible. The cameras closed in, capturing what would go down as one of the most brutal interviews in Bravo history.